The plan now is for me to become Churchillian and burst upon the scene with the right ideas at the right time. I have struggled my whole adult life with whether it is the great man who makes history or history makes the great man. Am I to be ever the great man? Well, in my own mind, I feel I ought be. Now, to burst upon the scene after my struggles, my work and my struggles, all that compel me to say a new nation of airports would pick up where the UN leaves off, and it is amazing it is already not that it is that the UN does not have offices in all the international airports to facilitate the usefulness of the 1976 Covenant on Political and Civil Rights, or as it goes, civil and political rights. We are supposed to have rights, and one of those rights is to be able to leave the nation where we are in. All this drowning doesn't have to be. If people can just get on the airplanes by standby or even charter and taken to a better place. There are many places in this world still left for the homesteader, for the sailor. And if they think there aren't enough jobs, look at the wreckage, the trash that just needs to be collected, the skimming ships, and boom maintenance in the oceans to get this out of our way now and be clean. In our workshop, this is our workshop, and we are the men with tools, the tools makers. Engineers, I tell you, are happier than scientists. Scientists believe the world is going to end all cold, contracted, whereas an engineer just moves forward with the science and builds a solution. Now, it is systems. 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 I forgot to turn on this tape recorder, didn't I? No, I didn't. Oh. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I did want a recording of this. Oh, how about that? Well, mess. An end. But not for the camera that should be running. Let me see, is the camera still running? It's a disadvantage not having a cameraman. I meant to just sit down and read the show mission statement for the emergency event about finance and economics as two different things. We cannot afford to have ignorance drive our legislation. We believe passionately that the misunderstanding of the difference between the two disciplines is at the core of what divides us. Not only does this misunderstanding divide us neighbor to neighbor, block to block, from country to the city, but most crucially it divides the two political parties most responsible for the legislation that means prosperity or poverty. Tonight, in this very special program, we will with every fiber of our beings, every brain cell we can engage, make clear amongst us all what the differences are and how understanding them together will mean we can move our country towards becoming a better place to call home. Finance is different from economics, and you might as well say Economics as a work of conceptual art is infinite. It's dead. Written to yourself. Financial terrorists are those that entrap nations and refuse to write down debt. Education in the United States must be written down. It must be, if not written off. A nation's responsibility is to defend and educate. Ours is not doing it. Not at this time. They don't even recognize that health care is an extension of the CDC. As long as you write your debt to yourself as a nation, you can do all you need for the nation. That's where I am now. Ring a bell.